These are the course outcomes of this subject, numerical method. After studying this numerical method, we are expecting some outcome in you. Okay, one outcome is you will be able to solve nonlinear equations. Able to solve nonlinear equation means you will be able to find the roots of nonlinear equation. Okay, that is solving nonlinear equation means finding the roots of or zeros of nonlinear equation. Okay, so that is one outcome that we are expecting. Second outcome of numerical method is you will be able to solve linear systems. Okay, there is a difference between equation and system. If we have only one equation, sorry, if we have more than one equation, then it is known as systems. Okay, if you are representing something by using more than one equation, it is known as system. So linear system means a number of equations, the system which have a number of linear equations. If a system have a number of linear equations, it is known as linear system. If a system consists at least one nonlinear equation, it is known as nonlinear system. So here we are not discussing about the solution of nonlinear system. That we are not discussing here. We are only discussing about the solution of linear system. So that is second course outcome. Third course outcome is identify the unknown function from the given data set. For example, you are finding the input output characteristics of a transducer. Say, take, I don't know what you are familiar with. I think you are familiar with, are you familiar with RTD? Okay, I
Yes, sir.
think,
We are familiar with VDT.
okay, you are familiar with LVDT. So you are applying displacement and you are noting voltage. So you have an input output characteristics of LVDT. Input is displacement and output is voltage. And if you are asked to derive the functional relationship between the output voltage and the input displacement, what you can do? So normally you are expecting linear graph. Normally it is following linear function. Am I correct? But what you are doing, you are taking two extreme points and you are drawing a linear line through these two extreme points. Okay, but if you are asked to find the exact functional relationship between these two, you need to derive that function by using a method known as interpolation. So that is third outcome. You are able to identify the unknown function from the given data set. Means given data set means given input output relationship. You will be able to derive the functional relationship. And one more thing is that if you are asked to find the take LVDT, you have a number of points, and if you are asked to find what is the voltage corresponding to 1.5 centimeter, if 1.5 centimeter is already there in your data, input output data, you can say what is the voltage corresponding to 1.5. If 1.5 is not there, you have to do two things. Either provide 1.5 centimeter displacement. That is one option. But if the lab is closed, if the experiment setup is closed, what you can do? From the given data, you have to find the new value. It is known as extrapolation. So this interpolation and extrapolation, that one is third course outcome. You will be able to identify the unknown function and then the unknown data from the given data set. So that is the third course outcome. That is third module and fourth module. Combining, we have third course outcome. Now fourth course outcome is you will be able to solve numerical differential integration. I'm not saying about the simple analytical differentiation and integration. Numerical differentiation. Numerical differentiation means what is the value of dy by dt at t equal to 1, or what is the value of dy by dt at t equal to 3, or what is the value of integration from 1 to 2 sum f of t dt. So it is known as numerical differentiation, numerical integration. Okay, so you will be able to find these values by using this method. And last one is able to solve mathematical models represented by ordinary differential equation. Ordinary differential equation means one example is dy by dt is equal to y plus t. That is one ordinary differential equation. Okay, so you will be able to find the function y of t, or you will be able to find the value of y of t by using these techniques. So that is fifth course outcome. So please note this subject have 5 course outcome. Corresponding to first module, we have first course outcome. Corresponding to second module, second course outcome. Corresponding to third module and 90 or 75% of the fourth module, you have a third course outcome. Then corresponding to the last 25% of fourth module and first 25% of fifth module, you have fourth course outcome. Then corresponding to the remaining topic, we have fifth course outcome. Okay. So I will give you the test book that I am following on tomorrow. Okay, I will send a message to your group tutor. Sorry, your class representative. Okay. So now we are going to start the numerical method. So I already told you numerical analysis is a way to do higher mathematics problems or mathematical problem on a computer. Actually, it is used for computing devices. It is not for manual computation. Okay, but here you have to do it manually. Maximum you can use calculator, but in actual case, in engineering world, numerical analysis is used for solving higher mathematical problems using computer. Okay, so the major advantage of numerical method is it will give some answer. Numerical method will give some answer, even if the analytical method failed to give an answer. In some situation, you can't solve a engineering mathematical problem by using analytical method. Or even if it is possible, you need that much level of knowledge in mathematical, uh, analytical mathematics. Okay, if you are asked to do some triple integral or if you are asked to do some circular integration, you must need that much knowledge. Okay, if you don't have that much knowledge, you can find the solution by using analytical method. But here, numerical method, that much knowledge is not necessary. I told you, you need to know the simple mathematical operation. That is sufficient. By using that, you can find the value of that function or that problem. That is the advantage of numerical method. Okay. So once I told you the mathematical knowledge required are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and some comparison. In some situation, you need to do some comparison. If this is less than this one, pick this one. If this is greater than this, pick that. So some sort of comparison you. Okay. So if you know all this, you can solve 60 or 70% of numerical. Okay, so this is the major knowledge required or expecting from you. Okay, now what is the difference between numerical method and analytical solution? So numerical method, if you are solving a function by using or if you are solving something by using numerical method, it is giving some number only. It is giving some numerical value only. So from that numerical value, you can't say anything about the characteristics of the function. Means the characteristics of the function is removed from the thing if you are using numerical method. Because you have numerical value. But if you are using some analytical function, the analytical solution, the answer is also some function. Means it is carrying some characteristics if you are using analytical method. Okay. But numerical method is giving only some value only. Okay. Second thing is the advantage of analytical method is the behavior and characteristics are not removed from the system or not removed from the process. That is the advantage of analytical method. Now the result from numerical analysis is an approximation only. For example, if you are finding the root of what is the root of x square is equal to 5. If you are asked to find what is the root of x square equal to 5. So the actual numerical method will not give the exact answer. Say for explaining purpose, if the root of 5 is 2.213567, something like that. The numerical method will give something like 2.21 or 2.211, something like that. Okay, because we can't carry all digits of the exact answer. That is not possible. The thing is, the computing device have some floating point representation. It may be 6 numbers, it may be 8 digits, it may be 16 digits. Beyond that, it can represent. Okay, so numerical analysis is giving some approximated value, means some small error will be there. So what is our duty? Our duty is nothing but to reduce that error. We can't reduce that error to 0. That is not possible. But we have to reduce the error as much as possible by using a better computing device. That we have to do. So if you are using numerical method, you have to select a better computing device. That is very important. Okay. So please note, the main limitation of numerical method is level of accuracy. You can achieve maximum accuracy, but achieving 100% accuracy is not possible by using numerical method. But by using analytical method, you can achieve 100% accuracy. But what is the problem? You can't always solve analytical method. Okay. So now, what NA can do, or indirectly, what we are going to discuss in this subject. We can solve, or we can find the roots of nonlinear equation. We can solve the linear equation, or we can find the values of variables of linear equation. The third one, actually we are not discussing this third one in this syllabus, but we can do this one also by using numerical analysis or numerical method. That is, we can find the solution of nonlinear equations also, or nonlinear systems also. Set of nonlinear equation means nonlinear system. Then we can interpolate a function using a table of data. We can find the derivative of any order by using tabulated values. We can integrate any function by using the tabulated value. Please note, we need data. Without data, we can do the differentiation or integration. So fourth, fifth and sixth one is possible by using a table of data only. If you don't have any data, we can do fourth, fifth and sixth one. Okay. So we can solve ordinary differential equation, but in order to solve ordinary differential equation, we need some initial value. Without initial value, we can solve ordinary differential equation. Okay. So please note, if we are using numerical method, some initial value or some sort of data are required. Otherwise, we can use numerical method. Now we can solve boundary value problems. We can solve boundary value problem, or we can find eigenvalues of a matrix. We can find eigenvalues of a matrix. Even we can find eigenvectors of a matrix. We can't find all eigenvalues or all eigenvectors. We can find some eigenvalues and some eigenvectors by using numerical technique. Okay, we can't find all. We can find complex eigenvalues. That is not possible. We can find real eigenvalues, real distinctive eigenvalues. That we can find by using numerical method. Anyway, we are not doing this one in this particular syllabus. Now, we can obtain numerical solution to all types of partial differential equation. That is also possible. We are only doing one type of partial differential equation. It is known as Laplace equation. Laplace equation and Laplace transform are entirely different. Laplace equation is one type of partial differential equation that we are doing in this particular syllabus. Then we can fit curves to data by variety of methods. We are not doing this. We can fit the given data by using some curve. This is actually one type of interpolation, that is fourth one, but that one is noted separately. This is known as curve fitting. There are different types of curve fitting methods like a cubic spin method, etc. We are not doing this. Okay. Then we can effectively approximate a function. If you have some trigonometric function like e raised to x cos x plus x square into sin x, some trigonometric, if you have some trigonometric function, we can represent that trigonometric function by using linear algebraic equation like 1 plus x square plus x cube plus something like that. So we can effectively represent the complex equation, which trigonometric equation, by using the algebraic equation. That is also possible. Okay. So next one is, what is the importance of computing NA? I told you actually numerical method is for computing mechanism. If you are manually doing this, it will take large time. Okay, and we don't have, if you are working under some supervisor or boss, he don't have sufficient time. They will not give sufficient time. Within a very small time, you have to find the answer. So at that point, we need some computing mechanism like computer. Okay, so actually, in engineering world, computers or computing mechanisms are used for solving numerical techniques. Okay, so the two purposes are the first one. It is used to reduce the manpower and also cost. Second one, it is used to improve the, or it is used to increase the computing, uh, or it is used to improve the performance, or it is used to reduce the computing time. Okay, and fourth one is the, sorry, third one is the, if you are trying to solve the function, definitely some we can expect some mistakes, blunders, etc. Instead of putting minus sign, in some situation we may put positive sign. So definitely the answer will change. So we can avoid all these mistakes if you are using numerical, if you are using computing mechanism. Okay, but please note we have to write some program in computer because normally computer is a dumb device. Okay, so initially we have to write some algorithm. At that point, we must be very careful. After writing that algorithm, computer can find the solution. Okay, so some program must be written. So what are the general steps to be followed whenever a scientific or engineering problem is to be solved? So, to explain this, uh, we need to pick some example here. So, consider we have a road like this one. Okay, so this is road surrounded by wall. So this is wall. So this is 6 meter width here. Okay, now this is 8 meter width. Here the road have a width of 8 meter. Now you can see this is not perpendicular. So this angle is say 100 degrees. 100 degrees. Okay. So say we are asked to assume that two persons are bringing a ladder through this road. So if you are bringing a ladder through this road, okay, so the length of this ladder is say n. So we can do some assumption here. Vertical movement or vertical tilting of this ladder is not possible. Okay, that is not possible. We only horizontally we can move this ladder. So the question is, what is the maximum length of ladder that we can bring through this road? If you are considering this road only, we can carry ladder with any length because maximum length that is possible is infinity. If you are considering this road, here also we can carry ladder with any length. But if you are bringing ladder through this bed, then you can face this type of situation. So this is the ladder. Okay, so that is some part of ladder is touching at this point, and the end of the ladder is touching on these two walls. So can you carry this ladder? No, the ladder that's shown in this picture that we can't carry. That length is not good. So what is the maximum that length that we can carry through this road? That is a question. So for that purpose, so the length of ladder is n. Length of ladder is n. Okay. Now assume that this is theta. This angle is theta. So what is this angle? What is this angle? So you can see that this is not theta. The reason is this is not perpendicular, this is 100 degree. So if you are drawing a perpendicular line here, then this angle is theta. This is theta. So what about this angle? This is 100, this is 90, so this angle is 10 degree. Mean this is theta minus 10. This is theta minus 10. So now I told you the length of this ladder is set. So we can split the length into two. From this point to this point we can consider it as L1. Then from this point to this we can consider it as L2. So what is L1? So you can see that this is 6 meter, this is theta. So what about L1? 6 divided by L1 is sin theta, am I correct? 6 divided by L1 is sin theta. So L1 is equal to, so actually L is equal to L1 plus L2. So here L1 is equal to 6 divided by sin theta. 6 divided by sin theta. Okay. Now what about L2? L2 is this 8, because 8 by this L2 is 8 by this L2 is sine of theta minus 10. So L2 is 8 by sine of theta minus. So now we have L with respect to theta. So we can write this is L of theta function. So by using this L of theta, we are going to find the maximum length that we can. Okay. So here two steps we already explained. So we are going to discuss about general steps to be followed. The first step is we have a engineering problem. A situation is there. What is the situation? We have a road, and through that road we are bringing a ladder. But so if you are saying that three parts are very important. One, we need to explain that engineering problem, or we have to state that engineering problem. Statement is very important. It must be clear. We have to state the engineering problem clearly. Okay, and we need some assumptions also. What is the assumption that we made? We need some assumptions here. What is the assumption that we made? The assumption is vertical movement or tilting is not possible. We are bringing that ladder horizontally. So that is first step, stating the engineering problem clearly with proper assumptions. And what is the second step? That engineering problem is converted to mathematical problem. A mathematical function is derived from that engineering. So that is the second step. So for that purpose, we can use calculus, we can use trigonometric function, we can use differential equation, we can use differential terms, anything that we can. We need some mathematical solution. So here the mathematical representation is L of theta, where L is the length and theta is the angle. So now we are going to apply the numerical. But in order to apply the numerical technique, we need some initial condition. Without the initial condition, without knowing that mathematical function or expression properly, we can't solve the thing using numerical technique. So we are going to draw a graph here. This is the graph. Okay. So this is theta. So if theta equal to 0 degree, that is this particular one. If theta equal to 0 degree, then maximum length that we can carry is infinity. With respect to the increase of theta, that length will decrease. At a particular point, the length will be minimum. If you are further increasing theta, the length will increase. Means at this particular position, so theta is corresponding. If theta is 0, this is the position. So here we can carry, but here it is not possible. If theta is 100 degree, this is the thing. Here we can carry maximum length, but this tilting is not possible. Okay, so the tilting is possible if and only if theta is this one. So this is the theta that we are going to find. So this is theta R. This theta we are going to find, and at that particular theta, L is minimum. So L is minimum. So how to find that theta? You can see that here L is decreasing with respect to theta, and from this point L is increasing with respect to theta. So we are going to draw one more graph with respect to theta, that is dl by d theta. dl by d theta. So here you can see that if in this side L is decreasing means dl by d theta is negative. Then at theta, at this point, the change in length is 0. So dl by d theta is 0. Then it is positive. So you can see that dl by d theta is crossing this 0 value. So this is nothing but theta, which is the root of dl by d theta. Why it is a root of dl theta? The value of, so if you are say f of x equal to 0, the value of x where f of x equal to 0 is known as the root of f of x, and we can label it as x r. So similarly, this is theta r, and at this particular point dl by d theta is 0, means theta r is the root of dl by d theta. And at that theta r, this L is minimum. So substitute theta r into this function. So it will give the minimum L value. So that L, the ladder with that length, that we can get. The ladder with maximum length of this L min that we can carry through this flow without any vertical tilt, because we can't do any vertical tilt. Okay, so what is the third step? So first step is we stated the problem clearly with a proper assumption. What is the second step? The second step is from that statement, engineering problem, the mathematical expression is derived. So we use some mechanism like calculus or differential equation or some algebraic trigonometric techniques we use. Then what is the third step? We are solving this problem using numerical technique. Okay. So numerical, by using numerical technique, you solve that problem. So we have an answer. A result is there. Then by using that result, is it the final thing? No. By using that result, we have to judge. We need to do some judgment. Okay, is it correct? Whether that length, a ladder with a maximum of that length, that can we bring that ladder? We have to judge that. How to do that? Through our experience, through our knowledge only. So for the last step, for the first step, for judgment, experience is an important factor. Okay. So, so now I am going to show you the general steps to be followed. First step is state the problem clearly, including any simplifying assumptions. Second step is develop a mathematical statement of the problem in a form that can be solved from numerical answer. So for this purpose, we may need to use, or this is involving use of calculus, use of differential equation, etc. Okay. So here, then by using some graphical method or something, we need to specify some initial condition or boundary condition. Then only we can do third step. What is third step? Solving this mathematical expression shown in step 2 or derived in step 2. Solve it. So that one is a numerical technique. Okay. So sometimes we need to use some algebraic method to solve this equation. Two different ways we can solve it, analytically or numerically. So if you are solving this by using some algebraic method, it is known as the numerical technique. So it will give some result. Okay. So now we have the first step. Interpret that result. Interpret that numerical result to do some decision. So for this purpose, we need experience. We need to understand the situation cleverly and clearly. Okay. So please note the first step is actually the hardest part than anything. Okay. But here in this particular subject, we are only focusing on this particular step. So this is our objective, solving the mathematical problems using algebraic methods. So this is our objective. Okay. So I am stopping here. In next class, we are going to discuss about what are the errors involved in numerical method. Errors means not due to manual error. Okay, definitely blunder is one type of numerical error. Otherwise, not due to us, due to some computing mechanism or due to some situation, we may force to introduce someone. So what are those type of errors? So that we will discuss in next class. Then we will start the solution of nonlinear equation. So the first method that we have to discuss is the bisection method. It is also known as interval halving method. Okay, so that we can discuss on to.